welcome back. Well, today we mark International Bank Day. It's a celebration of the global banking profession and the vital role banks play in economic growth. As Nigeria's banking sector continues to evolve, questions around professionalism, regulatory standards, and global best practices are more relevant than ever. This conversation will explore how Nigerian banks have progressed over the past decade, the specific significance of International Bank Day for local banking professionals, and the key trends and regulatory initiatives likely to shape the industry in the years ahead. Joining me now for this conversation, we have Professor Pius Deji Olariwaju, is the President and Chairman of Council, Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. Joins me via Zoom. Great to have you on the show, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on this program this morning.
Fantastic. It's great to have you, sir, and happy International Banks Day. I guess, the day celebrates the global banking profession. How do you think, Nigeria's banking industry has evolved, so far? Today we're driving, focus on what's played out, so far, in Nigeria's banking industry, from professionalism, global standards. How have you seen it over the past decade?
Yes, it has been a great one over the past decade. You find that Nigerian banking sector has undergone a significant transformation, evolving towards greater professionalism in the industry and also alignment with global best practices that we are noted for. The central to this evolution has been the Central Bank of Nigerian drive for stronger capitalization and regulatory oversight, stricter capital requirements, and enhanced supervisory measures, have been ensured that banks maintain sufficient buffer to absorb economic shocks and also support large-scale finance and reduce systemic risk, that we encountered before. In the area of corporate governance, this has also improved markedly, with the updated CIBN guidelines, alongside with the code of corporate governance, which have formalized both procedures which we are now enjoying, strengthen accountability, and align banks' operations with international best practices. Also, in the area of digital banking, Nigerian banks have embraced advanced digital banking technology, including mobile banking that all of us are enjoying today, internet banking, digital wallet, and agent network. These innovations have expanded financial inclusion, streamlined operations, and improved service quality, bringing Nigeria closer to the global best practices.
So what was
also, the area of compliance, the center has also strengthened compliance with global norms in areas such as anti-money laundering, cyber security, market conduct, and further enhancing credibility and fostering, foreign investment, which has improved tremendously in the last 1 year.
Okay, so what does, International Bank Day, what does it mean, specifically for Nigerian banks, and banking professionals here, in your opinion?
Yes, International Bank Day is a great day for all banks globally, with particular reference to Nigeria. It's a global recognition that banks play a very pivotal role in the ecosystem. So International Bank Day observed globally on December 4 as designated by the United Nations holds particular significance for Nigerian banking sector. Number one, it is an avenue and opportunity for us to honor these bankers and customers who have already played very significant role, in making sure that we have an ecosystem and a financial system where financial intermediation is seamless. And you find out that it's not just a mere people observance. It is a moment to celebrate the vital roles of the bankers in driving economic growth, and a day to honor the millions of customers whose trust sustain and strengthen our financial system, even in Nigeria and at the global stage too. There is also the day also provide the opportunity to reflect on sector progress in governance, capitalization, and digital innovation. The truth of the matter is that for any organization, there is need for us to be able to re-examine ourselves from time to time, in line with what Socrates said. We need to examine how far have we gone, where are we now, where are we heading to. These are the opportunity for us to start that reflection that is very necessary. If you look at the themes of this year, some of them empowering sustainable development through finance, emphasizes fundamental role of trust, innovation, and ethical leadership that is shaping championing excellence, promoting, sustainable finance, and strengthening the professional values that anchor a stable, trusted, and future-ready banking. The furtherance of this commitment, the Institute will henceforth hold a gradual ethics and professionalism summit every December. Come next year, we will be invited to this program where we will celebrate all our leaders who have made mark in the industry and corporate customers who have excelled, as the global scene.
Right, and definitely there's so much talk, about regulation, different sectors in Nigeria and different industries. How is the CIBN, working with regulators, like the CBN, to ensure that Nigerian banks meet international best practices?
Yes, the truth of the matter here is that we have been working in concert because we believe that it's need for all the major stakeholders to work together. We work together with the CBN. We are working together. The CBN is main regulatory body. We are also working with NCIC that is performing that supervisory role. For example, we have the area where we are making impact is in the area of competency framework. The competency framework enforced by the Institute ensures banking professionals, all our members in Nigeria, to possess the knowledge, the skills, and the ethical standards required for modern, globally competitive banking, focusing on areas such as risk management, corporate governance, and also customer service. That is in line with the act that CIBN established for us to set the standard, of present day. In addition to that, in the area of code of conduct within the industry, the CIBN is the secretariat to the Bankers Committee, Subcommittee on Ethics and Professionalism. The subcommittee is currently leading a comprehensive review of the industry code of conduct to address gaps, remove ambiguities, and align with the digital advancement involving regulation and contemporary customer expectations. In the area of media too, we have not been lacking behind. The subcommittee of ethics and professionalism has also successfully resolved numerous disputes between banks and customers arising from sharp practices on professional conduct. So this has been on a record. We are handling about 2,455 cases on behalf of this work committee, and we successfully resolved 2,415. That all are vetted in court, and exactly the investigation will take time. And in addition to that, we also, put in place on a yearly basis another seminar justice for judges on banking and allied matters. The Institute, in collaboration with the National Judicial Institute, the Nigerian Bar Association, Law Enforcement and Anti-Graft Agency, the CIBN and Interbank Settlement System, Association of Legal Advisors and Corporate Secretaries, we have been working together to make this conference is very robust and where we can share and share experience with one another.
Right, and definitely we know banks they play a crucial role, when it comes to supporting businesses, households at this point. And there's been a lot of talk recently about Nigeria's mortgage sector and how Nigerians should get better mortgage rates and be able to buy things without having the cash upfront. In your view, do you think Nigerian banks have done well in the past 10 years, when it comes to supporting businesses, supporting households? What's your opinion on that?
Yes, there's no case saying that we have done very well, extremely well in what we have been doing over the years. You find out that in the area, for example, for the past 5 to 10 years, we have been playing pivotal roles in this area. For example, in the area of digital transformation, if you look at the Nigerian banks, they have been able to do a lot of things in the area of digital transformation, which has done a lot to help the system. And also, digital currency is now in place. These are some of the things that we have done over the years and we need to do. Then there is also stricter regulation. Nigerian banks, we see stricter and more complicated, regulations reflecting global trends, in this matter. And also, in the area of financial inclusion, we have also played a very pivotal role in that respect.
All right, so can we expect more support? Recently we got This year, we got the first rate cuts from the CBN MPC, but we got a whole decision next. Do you think Nigerians, businesses can expect, better rates, from the banks, going forward?
Yes, definitely. The directive being given by the CBN is to make sure that there is stability within the system, and you will find out that much of the idea is not 2023, but the real idea came into practice in 2024. And there are a lot of things that is commendable about this new arrangement. Under this new arrangement for recapitalization, for example, you will find out that the time duration for this program has been extended from what it used to be. Now, 2 years gap were given to the operators. And it is noteworthy, to mention that as now, since they have already fully complied, 20 of those institutions are also in the process of actualizing their dream of building capital. And there are a lot of benefits that is attachable to this. Number one, you find out that the banks themselves will be able to stand very firmly. That will be of interest to foreign investors to come and invest in the system. And also, we will be able to finance large ticket transactions that have been a problem. If you look at the environment, there are a lot of infrastructural inadequacy in terms of roads, in terms of airlines and everything. And we believe with this capital now, being raised, because if you look at the authorization something, you find out that it's 500 billion for those international banks, and also we believe that will go a long way, and those ones that want to operate within the system will just be 200 billion, and also those ones within the region will be 50 billion. And we believe that this will go a long way to make sure that we have a very robust, economy, and it will go a long way, to increase the level of financial stabilization within the system. And when that is done, one of the challenges we have been having and been talking about is the issue of financial literacy.
All right, guess the internet there.
It is also noteworthy for us to know that even that the bank improvement already, now the inclusion rate is at 74%. And we believe that the 26%, the way things are going on, in the next 3 years, we will be getting there around to 100%. And when that is done in the system, it makes the payment system very seamless, and everything will work for better for the economy as a whole.
All right, definitely we're hoping for the best. But what trends do you expect, that will shape Nigeria's banking industry, say the next 5 to 10 years?
Yes. Over the next 5 to 10 years, because we are into research from time to time and we work what is going on in the environment, several powerful forces definitely are likely to reshape the Nigerian banking industry, altering how banks operate, how the bank competes, how they create value. People want to know, they want to do growth and have transaction with banks that is creating value. Broadly, the landscape will be defined by digitalization. There is no doubt about it. Stricter regulation, because the CBN governor posited it even in the last dinner that the way to go is that there will be stricter regulation, more intense competition from the fintech, and the shift towards the more resilient, better capitalized financial system. So one of the things that we should be looking also is digital transformation that we go on, especially in the area of AI-driven services, area of artificial intelligence, area of open banking, framework. All these are going to shape. And already when you look at the provision in ISA, because most of our banks are quoted on the stock exchange, you find that the digital currency has come to stay. It will be one of the key trends changing the banking industry over the next 5 years. Then the disruption is going to stop. Definitely it's not going to stop. The fintech have tested what is happening in the system, and they realize that it's a gap, and they are filling that gap effectively. So most of the fintech will continue to disrupt the system, and I like the approach that some of our bankers are using now. What they are trying to do is to see how to collaborate with them rather than competing with them. If that is done, it will be win-win for both parties. And also, like I said, the area of financial inclusion too, very, very important. If we progress through agent banking, digital wallets, and mobile money, and regional penetration, especially as technology lowers the cost of service delivery in rural and informal markets. So neutralize cyber threats, fraud, and data breaches, we grow in scale and complexity. But one thing I can assure you is that the regulator and the operator, they are running, there's a consensus, there is a working progress to make sure that we address this, because it's going to affect us negatively. So regional integration is already in place. Just day before yesterday, I was with PAPS, and you know what PAPS is all about? It's just
Right.
to make sure that we have a very system across Africa. And when you look at the size of Nigeria, you know, among other African nations, you will know that we occupy a very certain position. And we know that this will go a long way to take us to build an African ecosystem that all of us will be proud of.
Yeah, very interesting. I did watch your speech at the PAPS event, but thank you so much. It was great having your projections for Nigeria's banking industry and sharing this conversation with you. Professor Pius Deji Olarewaju is the president, chairman of council, chartered.
Thank all our bankers who have made it possible, and we celebrate them because you can see them going all over Africa and as a global state, performing as a global state. And we continue to build capacity for them, and we continue to work in them to achieve an ecosystem that all of us will be proud of. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. Happy International Banks Day. Thank you.
Thank you.